Now that we know the 16 teams, we're now able to get to the point where we're able to put them into 4 different groups. There are going to be 4 teams in each of those. Obviously, that's how we get to 16. But let me introduce our guest here. It's going to be Honor of Kings Global Esports Manager Hart. He's going to help us with the actual group draw. Mind you, the fact that we have 4 groups to go, we have 4 top seeds. They're going to be randomized across all of the different groups. Hart, will you do the honors of the first one in Group A? Who will be the top dog to represent Group A? And it will be Dominator Esports, the squad from Indonesia, the top team in the Indonesian qualifiers. They're going to have the home buff. They're going to represent Group A. Now, if we're going to go more into the next one, Group B, let's find out who this top team will be. And it will be Nova Esports. This is the squad that eked out against Team Secrets. They were the #1 team in Malaysia in terms of the qualifiers. They're going to be representing Group B. Now, if we're going to go to Group C, there's only 2 more left. And it's going to be Alpha 7 Esports, the Brazilian team, the top dog in the Brazilian league. They're going to be representing Group C. And it looks like, of course, the final one is going to be an obvious one. It's going to be Group D. I believe the D will stand for death, because this is, of course, the group of death in that sense that you're going up against. The top dog, Black Shrew Esports, formerly known as LGD Gaming Malaysia. They were 2nd place in the EWC mid-season. So we're going to have to see exactly how these ones play out. Now, let's go into the draw. The first 3 draws, of course, are going to be in Group A, right? Who will be playing up against Dominator Esports? The first one will be Mahadewa. That's going to be the Indonesian squad going up against their brethren. They were the 3rd place team in that Indonesian qualifier. That's going to be an interesting one. There's definitely going to be some familiarity because they played up against Dominator Esports before. But the 2nd team to be joining them in Group A will be Fu Esports. This is the Turkish squad. They ended up winning in the Turkey qualifier. They're going to be the 3rd squad to be going up against the 2 other Indonesian ones. It's going to be a bit of an interesting Group A thus far. And the final team to be joining them in Group A, it will be, of course, and will be Blacklist International. This is the Philippine squad. They were the 2nd place team in that qualifier. So going in, Group A, looking all right. I think it's okay for Dominator Esports if you happen to be a fan. But let's go into Group B to see exactly where the other teams lie. Group A thus far, though, has been interesting. Let's find out who's going to be joining Nova Esports. It's going to be Team Falcons, the MENA team, the MENA qualifier. We saw them in EWC as well. This is a team that we have hopefully high hopes for. They took some licks in that EWC. Hopefully they'll do much better. But the 2nd team to be joining them, Nova Esports and Team Falcons in Group B, they will be, of course, Gendra. This is the other Indonesian squad. This is the 2nd place team in that Indonesian qualifier. So now we know where all the Indonesian teams will be. Of course, this will be into Group B. And so Group A or B are going to have that home buff. But the final team to be joining them in Group B, it will be none other than Team Vitality, the EME play-in squad. They ended up surviving. They ended up playing very well, and they made sure that they punched their ticket into this one. They're going to be finally into Group B. But let's go to Group C. Who's going to be joining Alpha 7 Esports in this one? Actually, wow, there's a lot of good teams still standing. Not to say that the other teams aren't good, but there's a lot of big dogs, so to speak. But it looks like it's going to be the first team to be joining is going to be Boom Esports, the #1 Philippine qualifier team. They will be joining Alpha 7 Esports, and there's going to be 2 top seeds going into that one. The next draw into Group C. Let's find out who that's going to be. It will be Team Secrets, the Malaysian squad. They got 2nd in the Malaysian qualifiers. They were also, top 6 in the EWC midseason. This is a team that has, they did end up losing up against Nova Esports getting into this one, so it was going to be interesting to see where they landed. But they're in Group C, and let's find out who the final team in Group C will be. and it will be Influence Range. This is the America play-in squad. Technically, they're from Brazil, but this is a team that actually started to shine. They really ended up playing very well. They got themselves into this the Honor of Kings Championship, but now they're going to be going up into Group C. Somewhat of a strong group, I would say, thus far, but we're going to hop into Group D. Who's going to be, I would say, is going to be going up against Black Shoe Esports. The first one is going to be Impunity, the Myanmar squad. This is a scary team. They were the #1 team in the SCA wildcard qualifier. Impunity will be joining Black Shoe Esports. And the final two teams to be joining Black Shoe Esports and Impunity will be Fearless Esports. This is going to be a crazy one. This is going to be the Pacific play-in team. They actually made some waves to get themselves in and to get into this position where they're going up against Black Shoe Esports as well as Impunity. Kind of a scary one. I kind of jokingly said that they were the group of death, but it's kind of living up to it right now. And the final squad will be Revenant Esports. This is the SCA wildcard qualifier, the second team that made it. This is a Singaporean team. Surprised a lot of people on their way here, but they will round out that Group D. Thank you so much, Hart, for all of that and making sure that we have all of the teams for that. That was completely, these groups are